Hello, everybody. Do we have an obligation to help the next generation of young men and boys? Do we have an obligation to provide them wisdom and perhaps resources so they can make better decisions for their lives? I say we do have an obligation to do that. I say we have an obligation because most of us haven't gotten where we are in life without the help of older men looking after us. If you're one of the rare men or young men who had no help from an older male father figure or a father himself or some kind of male influence in your life who actually took the time and cared to give you some sound advice or to give you a hand or to help you along, then maybe this doesn't apply to you. But I think most of us, or at least a lot of us, have had men in our lives who have done just that, who have cared enough to give us a helping hand, to give us some wisdom, to give us some guidance. And if that's the case, are we not obligated to do the same for the younger generation? I think MGTOWs, and they're divided into two camps. The one that says, fuck them all, I'm going my own way, and that means everything is about me. And there's another camp that says, you know what? I want to make this world a better place. I'm making this stand politically as a MGTOW because I want to bring attention to a failed system that corrupts, uses, and destroys young men and boys. This second group, the group that I belong to, cares about the young men coming up, wants to make a difference in their lives. So what I propose for that second group is that we start to really have a dialogue about how to reach young men and boys in our culture. A good place to start with this is in our colleges, our college campuses. It's very hard to reach minor males, young men and boys who are under 18. But in college, they're over 18 generally, and they're open to new ideas. They're people who want to learn. They're people who want to gain in their knowledge base. And that's the area where I think MGTOWs ought to have a discussion about what our role is or what it could be or how we could help in bringing education and wisdom and guidance to young men. I'd like to know what you think about this. No doubt I'll get some comments from people who are like, basically, without saying it, saying fuck them. I'm going my own way. That's the definition of it. We want the system to collapse. And I kind of want that too. But I don't want to throw out the baby with the bathwater either. I don't want to see another generation of young men go through what we've had to go through in our culture. I'd like to see that change. That's why I do give money to causes that fight that fight in the culture. Some people may say and have made comments that, going your own way is somehow it precludes you from taking the fight to the culture. Some MGTOWs don't want to be involved with like AVFM or maybe other men's groups who bitch against other feminists and fight with other feminists and so forth. Look, the ideas that are advancing and the ideas that we are living, they do need to be advanced in the culture. That's why we're doing these videos. That's why you're frickin' listening to these videos. You're listening to these types of videos because you want to solidify your own philosophy and worldview, and you want it advanced in the culture because you want it advanced in yourself. But why not share the wealth? Why be greedy with something that we've discovered is an incredible stand against this culture that destroys men? All I'm saying is give it some thought. Try to look outside of yourself a little bit. And I'm certainly not talking to all of you, and I'm certainly not talking to most of you. I'm just talking to the minority of MGTOWs who can't seem to wrap their head around the fact that you were probably given a hand up in life. And you sort of have an obligation, a moral responsibility to give back a little. Tell me what you think. That's about as ranty as I get. So have a good day, guys. Thanks.